Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
Hi, Frank.
Good morning, Margaret.
Realize we are a little early, but we are live streaming to YouTube. So when the time is right, Mr. Chairman, you are ready.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Looks like we have a minute yet left. Sounds like my school clock is chiming, but it's still not time. I gotta remember to stop the momentum on the pendulum.
Good morning, Lieutenant Wassman.
Let's try that again. Can anybody hear me?
Ken,
Morning.
good morning.
Yes.
Okay,
Morning.
third time's a charm. Good morning. Thank you.
Well, it now is 9 o'clock, so we'll call to order the Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee meeting. Our first order is identified by their physical location. I am Jerry Jalzinski, Chair of the committee, and I'm participating from my home in Chippewa Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Yes, Frank Engler. I'm participating remotely from my home in Deerfield Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Good. We'll do a call to the public. Nicole, do we have anybody on?
There is no public at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Then we'll move on to our first item of business, and that is consider approving the RAVE Mobile Safety License and Services Order Form for the time period of January 1, 2021 through December 31st, 2024 in the amount of $41,200 and authorize the board chair to sign. We have Mark here. Mark, why don't you tell us about this requested transfer of license and what benefits it brings to the county residents?
Sure thing, Mr. Chairman. This is a two-part software product company that provides the ability for our 911 to receive the SOS smart messaging and the smart 911 when a person calls from their phone to 911. If they've created their own profile, it gives a little extra information for 911 to help dispatch public safety to their needs. The second part of the software platform and services agreement that we're looking at would basically replace the code red that we have currently. And this would save us about $24,000 a year compared to our current pricing that we're paying. It would also offer more capabilities that we're currently receiving and the possibility to integrate with our other partners that use systems like the schools and the university. The Central Michigan University has gone to this RAVE platform as well, and they've met success with that. And so in this breakdown of this agreement, to be very clear, the 911 part for the residents that would call us and have those licensing of what we call seats at the 911 dispatch center will cost us $4,000 this year. In the year of 2021, they're going to provide us the ability to migrate and test and get everybody up on board with the new platform while we still have our code red, which is in its last year of the contract, and we'll be giving them notice to do that. This has been looked at for a couple of years now. Sheriff Maine has been a part of looking and reviewing at this. I've done that. Obviously, Lieutenant Wassman has done this, and he's reviewed what I'm talking about. So we're all aware of what this will do to our community. It also has the option to have a one-word opt-in. You remember the good old days without COVID when we had big, large things like the Latour bike race through the community. If people wanted to know more about a special event, we can create an opt-in text password, and then we can blast out regular updates on an event that will impact our community, so on and so forth. So it offers a lot more than what we're currently getting out of our Code Red system, and it integrates with our potential school systems and university. So we're on the same page, have redundancy capabilities if needed, to launch alerts. And I wanted to bring that to your attention. So this year's cost would be $4,000.
It appears to be a win-win situation. Now, in migrating the current subscribers to Code Red to the new Rave system, you plan to do that at the end of 2021 or?
We're
Decide.
going to launch a awareness campaign and put it out there at least 3 months before we actually go live, so to speak, with the Rave system for the purpose of people opting in. We'll be notifying them also from the Code Red system by the list that we have that we're switching over, and help get our current users of the Code Red system over onto it. So it's not going to be a surprise cutoff, and everybody will have an opportunity to do it. And this will really help us clean up our data because we have people who have registered themselves in our system and moved on and out of our community. And this Rave system will help us by sending them a message to make sure they still want to be in the system.
So there's nothing automatic moving the database. You'll have to go ahead and re-register for the new program.
From
That's
a citizen's point. All of our other users that already have lists in the system, we're going to migrate those lists.
Okay.
Our
Frank?
fire departments.
You asked a question that I was going to ask, so it's all taken care of. So I don't have any more questions on it.
Anybody else have comments or concerns?
I'll-
I'm sorry, Commissioner, this is Sheriff Mike Main. I just wanted to add real quick. I created a personal account quite a while ago, and the information that you can put into that system when that comes up for the 911 dispatchers is pretty interesting, right down to door codes, which we find lots of times in emergencies. They can put that information in there, to dog names, which is helpful when you got a violent dog. I do remember there was one incident where you can put other addresses. And Mark can correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a guy that had called 911, but he had poor cell service, and they were able to use that system to track him to his cabin up north, which was on fire, and he was having a heart attack. I mean, it really has some great benefits, and there's some things down the pipe for, I think, the government agencies and the schools to help increase safety tenfold. So I am 100% in support of this.
All right. Any other comments? I will move this forward to the next work session.
I'll support that.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
A little slow
Opposed,
today.
same sign. This moves forward. Thank you, Mark. I'm glad to see this continue in the momentum of a more friendly system for the county and its residents.
Absolutely, sir.
Our next item is consider approving the Isabella County Computer Aided Dispatch software upgrade proposal from Central Square Technologies in the amount of $74,409.85 for Isabella County Central Dispatch. Mark, you're on board again.
Excellent, sir. So this is the software that we use to dispatch police, fire, and EMS to incidents. We log and track everything in this. This is the lifeblood of our software side of things. The other lifeblood that we have is the telephone radio system. And this one, the company that is now running and acquired the CAD company that we have currently has their own upgrade to this system now, so we can switch to their newest software that offers their best features and functions. Originally, when we were looking at this last year, when we were starting to look at our budgets and stuff, we knew that we would be looking at somewhere near the neighborhood of $300,000 if we were to do a complete shift to something totally else. We're very happy that this upgrade that they're offering to their newest software platform actually meets all of our needs that we have, identifies and fills in some holes that we have. One in particular that costs us a lot of time and resources for every police department and 911 that's in our county, is the fact that we have to go into the police vehicles with a thumb drive and stick it in and upload updates to every single police car in our county. And there's over 50 units that we have. When Deputy Director Rob Jarman was with us, I asked him to do a quick study of what he could locate on time, and we estimated it was plus $20,000 in service time that everybody was putting in and digging in the back of their cars to try and keep their computers upgraded. This offers an over-the-air kind of concept. It also is a lifetime login to their servers where they maintain the equipment. A majority of it is offsite. There are a couple on-site, but they pay for all those infrastructure costs as it goes forward. As we're getting into the fourth quarter this year, and they also told us that there's not really going to be any more research and development on our current CAD, and we have tickets that are over 4 years old in that system that have not been fixed or addressed. It's time and an opportune time to move on to this new CAD upgrade software that they have. It's only going to cost us about $74,409.85 due to some of the grants that we were also able to procure that we're still saving money on. We expect another $80,000 in reimbursements. We've already got budgeted $100,000 for new equipment, so we can afford this upgrade. In the end, it looks like we predict in talking with them that we'll save on the maintenance costs. And it's just really supposed to come around and be great for us. And Cameron Wassman is our partner. His CMU Police Department is our partner in the CADs. And on top of that, we have Mike Main on here, and he's a partner, obviously an end user that gets it. And he knows, he's very familiar with having to dig around in the back of the cop cars and the amount of time. So is Lieutenant Wassman into doing that. So this should save us time, save us money, and again, give us improved software and services that we can do it. We've tried to keep all of our partners aware. We have an IT support group that Michelle has helped us get, NetSource One. Michelle is also aware of this, that we've talked about the CADs and the needs for upgrades. So I think overall it's a win-win, plus it's an opportune time. They're trying to get their fourth quarter sales, so we can save this extra money right now. And I would like to go forward with it. I recommend it for the benefit of everyone.
Frank, do you have any questions or comments?
Just one question for Mark, not so much dealing with this software, but where do you see, I know we've been really addressing trying to get everybody compatible within the county. Where are we falling short, or what needs to be upgraded yet? Just getting everybody on the same boat.
We need to get the last 3 fire departments on the 800 megahertz system for dispatching. So that would be Shepherd, Tribal, and City of Mount Pleasant. Shepherd has informed me that they are procuring a few 800s, so that's good. But as we found out recently, the amount of time it takes to state the program is almost 4 to 6 months. So even though they bought the radios, it'll take that. The Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Fire Department has acquired radios and has some that are operational, and others that they've purchased. Again, they're in that waiting queue to do that. And we're trying to work with the City of Mount Pleasant to urge them to get that. There's some operational issues that we're trying to work with them on how to do their paging out and what that conversion would take over with. I don't have an end date for that, but I'm pleased to report all of the other departments in the county are on board and have already started to join.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll move this forward. Jerry?
Commissioners, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Sheriff Maine has his hand up.
Oh,
Sheriff, do you have comments or concerns, questions?
Hi, this is Sheriff Manning. And I was able to set through a presentation that Mark put on with this software, and just a couple of quick notes that I seen. One, with our new RMS system that we purchased last year, we can still do the export, and actually it's going to save us some money, it looks like, down the road to do the export out of the CAD stuff. But there was some key things that I really took away from the presentation. And when a sales person is giving you their spiel, sometimes you question it, but I know Mark has had his staff go over to places that this is in operation and those things are working. So that makes me feel very comfortable. But just a couple quick things, it's going to give the end users like myself and the detectives and some of the plainclothes folks access right to the CAD off on our phones on a secured system, which we don't have, and that becomes excuse me, becomes very valuable in the field for folks like me that don't have a computer in our car, or maybe some undercover folks or the detectives, and that's huge. One of the things that I really thought was very interesting was this new system has the ability to send a text message to a 911 caller. And there are multiple times that we get somebody following somebody, or they're on the expressway and they don't know where they're at, or they're lost, or even on the river, they'll call 911 in an emergency, and trying to find them in the woods or along the river is very difficult. And what that does is if they accept that link that gets text to their phone, that GPS is their location, and we can get right to them, follow them. It's live. So there's some pretty cool, very safe things that are coming down with this. So this is a really interesting platform they've got.
Thank you. Frank?
Yeah, that brings up a question I didn't think of earlier, but I noticed this has mapping on there, and you were talking about the GPS. What kind of system does this use? Does this use a WAS or is it a cell? I know with the WAS system in the county, there's some places that it drops pretty off and on at times.
This system, the base map we use is imported from Tim Nieport's office. And then it reaches out to all the police cars that are using modems, most of them by Motorola, that are on the cellular networks. And then it's able to loop and connect in as that comes back.
Okay. So I'm not sure that I second. Do you want to repeat your motion?
Commissioner, I'm so sorry to interrupt again. You do have another hand raised, Chairman. Our guest Cameron has his hand raised as well now.
Okay, please proceed.
Sorry, don't want to take too much of people's times. The sheriff and Director Griffiths, covered a lot of the things. I just wanted to second a lot of what they had to say. Being a partner with the CAD system and having used the existing system for 8 or 9 years now, this new software, what they have to offer is definitely going to help us all out. Has a lot of good improvements, and much like they said, the usability and back end maintenance of it, that plays a big part of it too. So Mark and his folks certainly did a lot of research on it. So I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
The motion's still on the floor without a support. It's really not worth much. So I will restate my motion, which is to move this forward to the business session.
I will second that motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It moves forward. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate these two fine proposals you brought before us this morning.
Thank you, commissioners, and have a great holiday season. Bye.
Our next and final item is consider adopting resolution number 20-12-02, the Edward T. Pappas and Mary E. Pappas farmland agreement partial termination, and instruct Isabella County Clerk to forward the approved application to the MDA Farmland and Open Space Program. Frank, you are usually the expert on these. You've looked it over. It looks like they're just carving out something for a building site, or?
No, they're just actually taking it out. It's a termination. This is the second one we've seen. We haven't really seen a lot of terminations, and it's kind of surprising. This property, it looks like it has, quite a few buildings on there. The paperwork all seems to be in order. It's just kind of curious, unless they're trying to sell the operation, but you can sell the buildings and operations and just transfer the 116. So once it comes out of 116, you pay the penalties, whatever it is, then you're entitled to a higher rate of taxation depending on your income from farming. So as far as technicality, it all meets the requirements, but I'm just kind of curious why we're we're seeing some of these terminations, especially. I just got my tax receipts in the mail the other day and they all went up again. Surprise. So 116 really helps, especially on a year where Isabella County had some drought issues and the yields and everything were down. So our incomes are definitely down in most of the county. So it's all right to go forward. But I'm just kind of curious why this, I've been on the board. Yeah. Usually I'd find out because I get out a little bit. With COVID, you don't talk to a lot of people. So, but anyways, I have no problem. Huh?
I said with
I have no
COVID.
problem. I'm sorry, Margaret. Go ahead.
I just made an off comment that said with COVID, that's true. We just don't get out much, do we? So you can't get
No.
the inside scoop.
All right, I will make a motion to move this forward to the work session.
I'll support that.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It moves forward. Margaret, before we go do the call to the public, is there anything else, a comment you'd like to make this morning?
No, sir. I am going to be sending an email out to all the commissioners regarding the final meeting next week.
Okay. Do we have anybody on the line? Call the public?
We have no public at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Been doing this now for 6 years almost and never have had any guests on the line to call the public for a committee meeting. I'd be surprised sometime. Maybe I'll set somebody up to do that. All right, we'll adjourn the meeting and we'll see everybody on video screen at our work session. Thank you.
Wonderful. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you, gentlemen.
Bye, enjoy your day.
Bye.